If you were to if you were to travel out of the country, where would you go?
Germany. I think I have family there. And if I went to school to be if I went to medical school, it could be free. So
Oh, oh,
yeah.
is that what you're going to school for now?
No.
What are you going to school for now then?
I'm majoring in kinesiology. I don't really plan on going into uh, going for like more than a bachelor's degree, honestly. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I could do with it with my bachelor's degree, because mainly I don't like how much college costs. Uh,
Yeah, it's pretty. It's expensive. You hear me say all the time. They tell everyone that's in college to fucking drop out. It is expensive, but it's also, I'm not gonna lie. It does give people I guess, the employment advantage when they see you have a bachelor's degree.
yeah, pretty
So
much.
so
That's pretty much it.
you're 22. Would you be considered Gen Z?
That's a really good question, Emroy.
I'm trying
um,
to.
that's an age old question I've been wondering myself. I've picked up the tendencies. I've picked up the tendencies from millennials, but the mindset of a Gen Z.
I feel like it because the Gen Z is fucking badass. Like the K-pop stands, fucking up to White Lives. I forget. I think White Lives Matter or something like that, or Blue Lives Matter. I forgot what they did. Something on Twitter. And then the whole Donald Trump rally. I'm like, geez,
Yeah,
these kids.
that was good. That was good.
Yeah, these kids are vocal. And the thing about that too is like these kids are vocal in the sense of like they're not afraid to step up to their parents if their parents are saying something obviously racist. Like this is the first generation in a long time that can parent the parent, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, or that. Well, yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the whole internet and social media thing, how prevalent it is in the Gen Z life, because all the information is just going everywhere. So everybody knows so much more than what they
Yeah.
would have. When I was a kid and like there was a bunch of other protests going on at the time, I can't necessarily remember exactly what the names of each movement were, but I didn't know anything about the protests. I just thought that people were going crazy and that it was unsafe and all that people were going manic, but
You went
learning now
to
what I know.
you went to
It,
protests when you were a kid?
no, I always just saw it on the news,
Oh, okay.
and I just thought people were manic and just going and tearing things apart just to do it. But now I know better.
Yeah, it's different like, when you're in it versus just being someone hearing it from the news.
Yeah.
Have you heard people like, because you were at the protest, have you heard people criticize it, and have you like tried to engage in conversation about that?
Um, Me personally, or just like at the protest?
You personally, like people saying it online, because I've had try to stay away from Facebook arguments, but people are saying, "Oh, look at these people trying to." This is earlier when looters and all that stuff and rioters were there. Like, oh,
Mhm.
they're using the protests just to loot and riot, and then, but you're not there. Like, have you had to have those conversations?
Yeah, I've definitely had to have those conversations, and a lot with like my other side of my other half of the family. It's been interesting trying to get them to see my point of view or just a different point of view. And eventually I guess just kind of had to let them go about what they were doing, because it was just going one ear out the other. They're not going to listen, they're not going to change their mind or anything. What matters is what I do about it, I guess.
Yeah,
um,
but when people are set in their ways, that's the thing with adults when they get set in their ways. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's about just this generation, this part of the world, or society in general. The older people have a hard time giving the youth actual credibility of like for what they're saying or weight. I feel like the millennials are listening to, looking at Gen Z and kind of listening, but we're also kind of judging them for TikTok dances. So,
well, I mean,
but
yeah,
every generation is gonna judge one another.
you don't have to love everything, but
Yeah. Are you on TikTok, by the way?
yeah, but I don't do any of the dances. I just kind of I'm just kind of on there to
To
make me
lurk.
happy, to lurk. Yeah.